Into the pregame profile here on the Napa Auto Parts pregame show. I'm Kevin Piel alongside pitching coach Matt Greely. How are we doing today, Coach?
Doing well, doing well.
That's good. And your team off to an amazing start right now, especially on the pitching aspect. 12-4 overall, but 1.37 ERA all games, 1.03 in conference. Talk about what your starters and your bullpen have been able to do, because they've been downright amazing.
They have. Well, I mean, really, it's no secret. I mean, they've been throwing lots of strikes. I mean, anyone that goes online can see that. As a group, they have pretty incredible stuff, which really helps too when you have that combination of stuff and the ability to trust it enough to throw strikes and have good defense behind you. I think it's a good recipe for success.
Have they been pretty easy to teach and get along with the mission for what you want to do as a pitching coach?
Well, I think a lot of them come from, that's one of the strengths is they all come from good programs. So the teaching aspect, I'm only kind of tinkering in really small amounts with stuff. I mean, that's a pretty well-rounded group as far as that goes. So that's made it pretty easy transition-wise. They're ready to compete right away when they get up here.
And on Sunday afternoon, in the Chinooks 2-0 victory over the Miners, we saw a really great pitching battle between Zach Warren and Connor Menez of the Chinooks. What did you see out of both of those pitchers that was really working for them?
Well, both pitchers threw a lot of strikes and did a pretty good job keeping the ball down in the zone. Both of them could throw multiple pitches for strikes as well. I know on our side, Zach had control of 4 pitches, and when you can do that, I think he touched 94. His high was 94, but when you're throwing left-handed from as tall as he is and throwing at that angle, and you can add and subtract velos on all your pitches and continue to throw strikes and hold runners, I mean, you're going to have a lot of success.
And one pitch that I saw was really working for both of them in that outing was the curveball. That it was moving all over the place. How difficult is it for those hitters to try and hit a curveball out of both of those pitchers when they're on their games like that?
Well, I think the real difficulty is when you throw as hard as somebody like Zach does, you have to really gear up for the fastball. You don't have a lot of time to decide what's coming, and when you do that and you have a curveball that looks the same coming out of the hand, it makes it really difficult to try and time both up. You kind of have to commit to one or the other.
Of course. And you've had some special visitors in the past couple of days. Your parents coming from Juneau. Talk about how cool that is for them to come and watch some of the Miners games.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I'm coaching down in Arizona right now, which makes it a little tougher for them to come visit. So, Alaska's got a special place in my heart and theirs. So I think coming up to Anchorage and letting them see everything up here is a pretty cool experience for both of us.
And does your background coming from growing up in Juneau help you adjust better to this being your first season up here with the Miners?
I guess a little bit of the Alaska awe that a lot of people have when they come up here is a little less for me. I mean, being away the last couple of years has definitely helped me appreciate it more. But I think maybe with that I might transition a little bit easier, just being from the same state and everything.
And so last week, we as a team all visited the Matanuska Glacier, one of those things that's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the players and even the coaches, unless they've returned, of course, like a BT and a Sean Winston. But talk about that. Is that an experience that you've seen before? And talk about the chemistry that you saw growing on that trip.
Well, I've been to a glacier before, but not one like this. This one was pretty cool. I think the biggest kick I got about was seeing these guys that may never see a glacier again and getting to see them experience it for the first time. I got a kick out of that. But chemistry-wise, I mean, just the way this organization's run, it's really conducive to some pretty good chemistry with dinners over at Pete and Denise's house and the clubhouse atmosphere, and just everyone being so far out of their comfort zone kind of forces you to just drop the act and be a normal person, and I think that does a lot for the chemistry thing.
And when you heard from the Miners initially that you could come on as pitching coach, that had to be a really exciting opportunity for you.
It was. I actually found out right when I had landed back in Juneau for winter break. I had landed in Juneau and had a message from Ben on my phone and found out I got the job, and it was a cool thrill. Have my parents come pick me up and get to tell them that I got the job. It was something I've been looking forward to since I found out.
And a place that you're definitely going to want to return in the future for many years.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, it's been a really good experience up here. Like the people and everything have been really first class and make you feel welcome, and it's cool atmosphere to show up to every day. To get to be around really good players and be about winning and getting better as a coach and helping get players better has been pretty fun for me.
And so, last question for you, Matt. What do you want the biggest players' takeaway to be from this, or through all your coaching and advising of these pitchers?
Well, I mean, I want them to, develop as players, but I want them to have a good experience up here. I want them to go back to their school healthy, hopefully better at their craft, and look back at their time in Alaska, if it's 1 year or 2 years, as a good experience, and hopefully, when their career's all over, hopefully it was enough to help push them over the top, and if not, just something that they'll remember for a long time.
Of course. Thank you. This is the pitching coach, Matt Greely. Thank you for joining us, Coach.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
All right. We will be back with Miners and Chinooks baseball almost set in Chugiak. You're listening to the Miners pregame show on the Miners Radio Network.